Spiritual. I'm your host, Annie, and I'm here with my bestie, Ashley, and we'd love for you to join us as we discuss all aspects of spirituality and wellness. So sit back, take a breath, and let's get spiritual. Hey everyone, welcome back.
Hey guys.
We are back with another episode, and I'm really excited about this one.
I'm excited about this one too.
So we're going to discuss journey versus destination. Less factual and informative, more lesson learning and soul searching. Yeah. So we live in a society of instant gratification.
I love the destination. Let's just get right into it.
Yeah.
The journey's annoying.
I figured you were going to be a great example to talk to this episode with, because we've talked about this as struggles in our own lives. A lot of people focus on that destination. It's hard not to. We want to get there already. I just want to
get there so I can be excited and then get to the next thing. And that is toxic. That is toxic thinking, actually.
We need to appreciate.
There a bad button? Yeah.
It's not
toxic.
Yeah. So more people end up being impatient because of this need of instant gratification. Like, especially in the little things, I see it all the time in my job. So like, I see it in traffic, in long lines at the grocery store, not like the fact that it's happening, but the impatience. And I feel the tension in people. Like, I feel it next to them, how they're getting worked up.
Not to bring it back from the last episode, but if they had mood rings on, they'd be red.
Red, and their auras would be very weak.
LDE, LDA.
Yeah. So like, these things definitely, like, I feel like just over time, our society in general has just become so focused on this instant gratification now. And even like in my job, as a banker, I see it. So I'm very experienced. I've been in banking for 16 years. Yeah. And now I'm at a point where I'm training people. And as I'm like shadowing these new people, helping them learn, I just see how annoyed the customers are that there's someone new there. Like, how can anyone learn anything or do anything or process your transaction at the cash register properly with like all this like anger and tension just thrown at them all day because things are going slower. Like, we're not being as patient as we can be. Patience is hard.
Patience is almost dead in society.
It is, but it is very much a gift to have it. I feel like I have an incredible level of patience. I don't know how. I don't know where I get it from. It feels kind of effortless to me, and I feel like an ass kind of saying that because I know people really struggle to have patience, and I'm just like, eh.
Well, and not to get like overly personal, but I think that because of your sister, you probably have that level of patience that other people don't.
Yeah. And having, anyone with a disability or on spectrum or anything like that teaches us some patience and levels of patience that we didn't know that we had. So I do have a little extra of it, but I feel like it doesn't exist. I think it's harder for me to like I see a drastic contrast with society because I feel like I do have a little bit more. I wrote here, patience is at an all-time thin. It's never been thinner. Like, it's literally is so thin. At one time, everything was new to us. So I feel like we do have to practice a little bit more patience with other people just because they're not up to speed of where we want them to be, or because this isn't going as fast, or because I have somewhere to be, but you're taking too long. I don't have time for this. Like, time isn't real, first off.
Unless you're late, then it is.
But like, why does someone else have to be on your agenda? Like, you're on no one's, like, you know what I mean? Like, just because you're in a hurry, I'm sorry, you have to be somewhere, but this is how long it's taking, and I have no control over this.
Exactly. And I think that in times like that, it's very important to be as mindful as possible.
Yeah.
Like, if you're in a situation where you are getting annoyed because things are not moving fast enough, and you feel that like impatient a-hole side of you coming out.
Yeah.
Take some breaths.
Seriously.
Not angry ones either.
I mean, they start angry and they usually end up and then it's like,
we've said this before. They do start there, but make sure that they don't end
ease
there.
up over the breaths. But like, I feel like people don't have time for time. Like, and it's frustrating. Everyone just wants to fast forward and get right to the good stuff, but like, they're missing out on the good stuff. You saw the movie Click, right?
Oh, no. I was thinking of The Office where they're like, I wish someone would tell us. How does the saying go?
that we're living
the good times when they're happening. Some sappy, accurate, annoying stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what
Well, I always think of the Adam Sandler movie Click, where he literally fast forwards through stuff.
Oh, where he...
Right?
He has the remote and he's like, this is boring. Oh my God, I would fast forward through so much stuff. Like,
See, I'm the kind of person I'm like, pause, I don't want this to end. Oh my gosh, this is too good. I don't want this to end. Yeah. So I feel like a lot of people really try to fast forward through that stuff, and the stuff that seems mundane and in the movie, and I think we would learn this too, that those are some of the most important parts of his life.
When I'm not being an impatient Patty, I definitely take those where I know I'm hitting fast forward.
Yeah.
And I'm annoyed that nothing is going in fast forward. I do like have those moments where I'm like, all right, girl, let's calm down a little bit and let's be mindful of the things happening around you that you can be thankful for. Yeah. Downtime is a good time sometimes. So,
I see it in situations too, where like if you set diet goals for yourself or like healthy lifestyle goals and you're not seeing the results in as quickly as you
those that's
another one where like patience and being on the journey is more important than focusing on where you want to be.
I know this is like a hard truth episode. Listen, but no,
we've had a lot of really happy-go-lucky lovey episodes. Attitude of gratitude, we had all that self-love stuff. After the hard truths, we're back to a hard truth with this one.
It's gross.
Sorry to break it to you like this, but yeah, it sucks. But I use that example, like people want to go on some type of diet or something like this, and they start this journey, and when they don't see the results that they want to see in that time, they just like give up or just
I think that you even had used your man's as an example on this one.
Yeah.
But like, that's the thing, because like, yes, I don't know where I was going with that thought for a second, but I'm coming back around. So it is important to realize those little parts.
Yeah.
And the way that you had brought that up where I was like, oh, she's right again. Ew. Was when he was saying he didn't see the number going down. But he said you saw a difference.
Yeah. So and that's the thing. And that's the thing. I think we critique ourselves too bad, or like I have that struggle with my business. I've had this journey versus destination with my business since day one of starting it and deciding like I definitely am not where I'd like to be for this date and time.
Right.
But I'm not focused on that destination. I know I'm going to get to the level that I'm meant to be at. And I know that it's going to take a step at a time to get there. And that's all I'm trying to focus on. I do find myself spiraling into depression if I start to focus on the destination and how I'm not there. Or like with weight loss, if you're just like, damn it, I want it to be at this weight and I'm not there. So I'm just like spiraling into this like negative type of energy because of it. And I try to catch myself, especially with the business, because it's not just me. There's another entity involved that like I really am caring for. I try to just be more forgiving and just realize it's more about taking the steps. Like the destination will come. I just have to focus on the now, the journey, the parts.
Usually when I'm like that, I remind myself to start taking it day by day instead of thinking about, the next week or the next couple of days, literally going, okay, today is Thursday.
Yeah.
And the only thing I'm going to worry and think about, well, not worry, because that would also be something I shouldn't do either. Let's rephrase to think about. The only thing I'm going to think about is Thursday. And that's it.
Yeah. That's what we have to bring ourselves into the present moment. Again, we've talked about this over and over. If you're too stuck in the future, you're just creating anxiety. And if you're focusing on the past, that's regret. That's, a lot of feelings that you can't change. It's already happened.
Exactly.
So by focusing on just what's right now, what can I change? What can I put my energy into that I'm going to see direct results? And that's how those steps over time, when you focus less on the destination and more on the journey, you show up and you're like, oh, I'm here. Instead of like, I don't know. I feel like when you're more destination driven, you get there and you're like, oh, I'm here. I guess that was...
Obviously, how many times did I say already that I'd be like, got to the thing. Yay, let's get to the next one.
Yeah, exactly, you're always searching for something else. So
toxic. Where's my therapist?
Denise. Oh, man. So we individually, in turn, as a society, need to pull away from that type of thinking and attitude and kind of focusing less on the end result and more on how to get there.
Yes.
And the struggles suck, but
the struggle's real too.
we have to embrace them. Okay.
Yeah.
They suck. Struggles suck. We can say it. But it's more our ego reacting to the fact that there's something in the way of us getting to the destination our ego really wants us to be at. And we're going to talk on all ego things versus our soul. That's going to be another episode. But our ego is a real thing, and it's really
real a-hole.
Yeah. Very impatient, very persistent, very egocentric and driven.
Just driven.
Yeah. So like, again, personal experience from my business, and I'm sure everyone has a situation in their life where they can relate to. Maybe you're in it right now where you're just not where you want to be, and this is your reminder to focus less on where you want to be and focus where you are right now, and take some smaller steps to get there. Or just don't focus so much on how far away it seems. Just focus on what you can do to still get you there, no matter how small it is.
Yeah.
I feel like when we focus on the destination only, we really set ourselves up for this like never get satisfied type of life either. It's just we're never where we want to be. We're always looking. We're in that lack mentality where just that's a negative and low vibration.
Well, you're constantly chasing.
Yeah, it's exactly what it is.
Seems like it's personally attacking right now.
I'm sorry. I did not mean for this to happen. You talked about it in your last one. You're like, I just show up and we just go. Well, here's a great example. I'm sorry. I'm dead. Oh, man. So when we focus on the lack part of our lives, so we're focused where we're not where we're at yet or where we'd like to be, we welcome more experiences that actually keep us further from it.
It's true. Did you just
Sorry, I died. Yes.
That's okay.
But when we shift that focus into something more like we might not be where we're at, where we want to be yet, but I'm closer every day, or that, I took a really small step today, but last week I really made some leaps and bounds, so it kind of offsets. Like when you change that shift in your mindset to more about the steps, like, okay, I didn't do a whole lot today, but I still did enough that I feel good about it. Mm-hmm. And it maybe not as much as I wanted to, but I'm still on the same path. Like that opens up more opportunities to allow you bigger steps to get
most definitely
to that.
It just sucks when life, because we have said it before, on your spiritual path, you are going to trip up.
Yeah.
And we just joked about my therapist because I went to therapy and I literally sat down and immediately started crying.
You're like,
I am super burnt out. So it's like one of those things where, though all of the things we're discussing today are things that I've done and that I know are great practices, it's hard to actually be consistent in that stuff. We say all the time.
Yeah.
And like I said, this episode feels like a personal attack because I'm going through a moment of, oh man, I got to start over again and be positive and be like, okay, I'm going to do this. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
it's hard. I feel like practicing just being more present really helps.
That's the baby step. Whenever I realize my life has gone off the rails of like the path that I want to be on, my baby step is just like
going, wow, like with me and my business, I'm like, I have not even been in business a full year. I really need to give myself some credit for that. Cause like, I'm really trying to be like out here and like,
you're 10 and you're like, I'm not even at year 1.
No, I'm like at month 10. Okay. Like not even.
Calm down. Girl.
Yeah, exactly. So when we focus more on the present, it's just better in general.
All in all, like I said, when my life is in a spiral. Yeah.
Well, that was my next part of the topic, is that we need to realize that the journey is not a straight line to the destination. It is more like a spiral. I literally have the words here.
It's like a Jersey Shore spiral. Sometimes you're in a Jersey Shore spiral.
Yeah, that's a really deep spiral. But where we come back around to things, and that's what the spiral is, like how we come back around, and we, like you said, you're like, I know that patience is key. I know to focus on the journey, but sometimes when I've learned and you come back around to these lessons, and the universe puts us back in these same situations to see if we've learned and if we've leveled up. I had a coaching talk with my brother about this recently too, because he's like, yo, I feel like this is the same situation that I've been in. I'm like, that's because it is. And the universe is seeing if you've learned from the last time. I was in that situation too.
Yeah.
With my ex and my divorce situation. I was in the same situation multiple times. And that took like the fourth time to be like, oh, now I'm supposed to do something different this time.
Isn't it so annoying too when you think about it? You're like, it took me that many times to learn such a freaking blaring lesson.
Yeah. But when we bring ourselves more into the present and into each step of the journey, rather than being focused solely on that destination, we really miss out on so much, because that's where the growth happens, is on the journeys, the delays, the setbacks, the frustrations. They're not bad things from the universe punishing us or keeping us from our goals. It really isn't. It's more like lessons and redirection. That's how I look at it. Like any setback I found in my business or in relationships or in anything that I was like full force going into, I now in my later life, not earlier, I used to react very drastically to these things. But now I try to find where the lesson is in it, because I know the universe has my back. I know I'm protected. And I also know that there's a reason this is happening this way. And instead of being all flustered and upset about it for too long, I feel my feelings and I go, what is it here that I can learn from? How can I make this something like a step to get a step closer? Like I want to use this as a spring forward, or, something like that. It just helps. There's no other way to say it other than it really just helps you get there.
Yeah.
So again, it's hard to hear, and that's a hard truth, that life brings us these spirals and setbacks and delays, and that there are lessons. Like no one wants to hear that, but it really is that way. And it's something else that happens in relationships where people just focus on the big day or how they just want to get married and have kids. And then before you know it, they're married and having kids with the wrong person, only because they wanted that destination and they missed out on like the journey, where if they were more present, they would have realized this is maybe not
it's
the
like
right situation.
They definitely had the destination already planned out, and it was just like an insert human being.
Or you have to like really date people, enjoy that journey of dating and going out on a few dates. I feel like people just rush into like hopping into bed or just into moving in together so quickly,
just being in a relationship. I think that
too hot.
People want love so bad that they try to fast forward
to what it takes to fall in love and be in love and really embrace what that is. So again, it's really important. We're just here to highlight this week the importance of the journey versus how amazing the destination is. We know it's great, but the journey can be great too.
Facts. Yeah, facts.
Facts.
It's hard being woke and flawed, okay?
Right? That's part of being woke, though, is realizing there's still things to work on. There's always things for us to work on. And even if, I feel like you are better in your patience practice.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But you're not where you want to be with it.
But I'm better.
You're definitely, I've known you since we were infants. So I've definitely seen, especially with some of your work environments where you're like, girl, I was going to say some things, but I didn't. And I'm like, you're grown. Listen to you.
It's because I'm tired. Like, oh, God, just too much to even argue with this.
And, sometimes we have to realize that too. But that is...
that's still growth, man.
Yep. I also like to look at the journey versus the destination in this scenario where you have a really long staircase in front of you and you need to get to the top of the staircase. Mm-hmm. So if you're just like staring at the top, you're like, oh my God, it's still so far away. And you're just like going, you're like,
the elevator is.
Yeah. You're just like, I feel like I've been doing this forever. Why am I not there yet? But if you like forget that you have to get the top and just take it one step at a time, and you kind of notice all the little things along the way, before you know it, you're already there. And like you just get there.
Yeah.
And without even like realizing it. And then, you get to enjoy the journey more. I feel like if I had two people on that staircase and one was like just focused on getting there and got there finally is like miserable, like, oh, that sucked. That took forever. And then the other person like has like a little dog or like little bee friends and birds following them because they stopped to enjoy nature on the way.
Imagine like Snow White
showing up. She's like, hey. I found all these creatures along my journey to the top of the stairs. Like someone can have like, they'll get there.
Screw you.
That would be me. I'd be like, no. I'm like, it's okay. I'll make more friends.
I know. Your animal friends would probably save you anyway.
Yeah, they would.
It's fine.
Oh, man. So the lesson here, guys, is to really just take it a step at a time and enjoy the journey, because ultimately the destination is always going to be there. There's always going to be a new one. It's always going to change. So enjoy the journey. Be present.
Wasn't that our tarot reading last week?
I believe it was to stop and smell
the flowers.
Yeah, and to rest and everything. So I think this is more about embracing even some of the hardships on the way to the journey and really learning from them. And
the Six of Cups is two little girls with like little raggy clothes on. Like you can tell that they don't have the best lives.
Yeah.
But they're still stopping to take a moment to smell those beautiful flowers. So.
Yeah. And I feel like the destination and the goal, when you reach it by being more focused on the journey, it just feels better. You felt every step of the way.
That's so true. Everything you're saying is so true, but like society literally ruins some
How do we change that?
You have to change yourself. You have to change your mindset. And it's so hard.
It takes each one of us to do it. Yeah. And that's what sucks. Like, even if we like, and it makes my day when I have the example of like me training someone and I see how many people are frustrated that they're taking longer because it's someone new. But then there's also people who are like, just take your time. It's okay. And I'm like, thank you. I appreciate you. Like, it really is humbling to have other people out there be like, no, it's okay.
Yeah. And that's the thing. It's about a mindset. It's about being aware of the fact that this is what's happening and going, okay.
Yeah.
And being like, okay, like this is happening. I'm going to just be calm and centered and grounded and just go with it because there's no other option I have. And then everything is going to be great. That's
or I'm going to blow up about it and still be more pissed than ever.
And still be in the same situation. You'll be standing in line still, but now you're the a-hole that's standing in line that made everybody feel uncomfortable.
Yeah. So, and it's never too late to shift your mindset. People, I mean, sometimes we feel like there is maybe no positive change for some people. It's, even in our own lives, we know that. But I still always hang on to hope.
You do. You're like the little hope angel.
I am. It's there. I have that. I know everyone has a light inside themselves.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's very dimmed out, but it's still in there. And I always feel that people can shift themselves out of any type of situation. It may not be easy. It won't be easy. No. But I feel like it's possible. So I always believe in the possibilities and endless possibilities of the universe. Like there's just...
It's true.
There's
That's
so
what I
much.
love about you, because I'm like, that light is just a reflection.
Maybe. But yeah, we have the power to let destination take a hold of us, or if you just keep it in the back of your minds and focus our attention on the present and the journey itself. And that's really what life's about. And it's not to be taken for granted.
Facts.
And that's pretty much it on Journey versus Destination. We've reached the destination of the end of this episode. That was a wonderful journey. That was a really good one.
Why are we so nerdy?
I don't know. But because it's me. Hello. I'm the queen nerd. I am the nerd who finds the light in everyone. So it's time for some tarot. And today we're going to take some very present breaths. We're going to take 3 inhales. Whoops.
Whoa. Oh, that's what you dropped, your gong thing?
Yep. 3 exhales. I know.
It's not a gong. What's
no,
a gong?
It's my tuning fork.
Yes.
I knew what you meant. Right. And again, we're taking some mindful breaths here. We're gonna we're gonna inhale some good stuff, exhale it all throughout our bodies. 3 counts in, 3 counts out. Starting now. And she's not ready.
I hate myself. Okay.
Okay.
I'm ready.
We're gonna start now. Inhale. No, this is afterwards. Okay. She's a mess. We need to reel it in.
Punchy.
It's okay.
I drank that non-caffeinated soda. Messed my life up. All right.
All right. Okay. We're going to take some great breaths now. In 3, 2, 1. Oh, that's good. And inhale again. And exhale. And last one. And exhale. Let's see what Spirit has to say now.
Right now. All right. Oh, it's not a laughing matter. Wow.
Oh. Okay, this goes with the episode energy.
Crusty.
I can't. I'm laughing now, and I'm spiraling out of laughing control because that's just yikes.
Okay, well, that's all that came out, and we're gonna start with the 10 of swords.
Yeah, that looks pretty terrible.
That looks nice and happy.
He's got how many swords? 10. 10 swords in his back.
All in his back. And then the 9, at least it goes
in order. He looks sad.
That's sad.
It looks like he took all the swords out of his back, doesn't know where the 10th one is sad about it.
It's just like, it's crusty. I don't even know where to go with that. I think that it does definitely go with the vibes. I think that for the vibes of the show with Journey versus Destination, not that it has to apply, but I don't know, it just feels like these are accurate cards for what this topic was. I mean, the 10
that's what it feels like.
Really like icky feeling. So I just feel like whoever this message or this card kind of resonates with, you're going through it. Maybe it's because you're not being so mindful about like the good stuff that's happening around you. And because of that, it's making you sad. I mean, it's just all around. It's a crusty vibe. I feel bad for whoever the cards may resonate with. But I mean, definitely keep in mind that, again, things may not be where you want them to be right now. And you may just kind of feel like you're in it. You're kind of getting beat up. Try to find some positive things, whatever that might be in these dark situations. An attitude of gratitude is definitely going to help get you through it. I mean, what goes up goes down. So you're down right now, but it doesn't mean you're going to stay down.
Exactly. This is just one of the steps in your journey. You're still going to get to your destination.
Exactly. What's meant for you and what's meant in your life is going to be in your life, regardless of the knocks you take on the way to it.
Yeah.
So
we are going to have moments of sadness and feeling like there's swords up all in our back.
Facts.
In any journey that we are on. It's part of the journey that makes the destination feel so good when we get there. And I feel like we have to really feel grateful for these experiences along the way and enjoy every moment in life and every step on our path, even if it's scary, even if you're unsure. It's your life.
Especially if it's scary and unsure. Those are usually the ones you should be doing, the direction you should be going.
Yes. Well, I want you all to live your life and stay spiritual.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye, guys.